What's up, Vibe Tribe? This is Conjured Coco, all things witchy, all things spiritual. We're always a mood and a vibe. Y'all ready? Because I'm ready, and we are really about to get into some things, child. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a double feature, meaning 2 videos back to back, just because I didn't post last week. When I tell you life was lifing for me, baby, like I tripped over my tripod and broke it. And please don't even ask me how I did that, but yeah, I tripped over my tripod. And my birthday is September 1st. Shout out to the Virgos. Today is the first day of Virgo season. We out here, gang gang. But yeah, my birthday is September 1st, and even though I have a trip planned for later in the month of September, I was trying to figure out what to do for my birthday weekend, because to me, in true Virgo fashion, my birthday is from the 1st until I'm done celebrating. So I wanted to do something for like the birthday weekend, because my birthday's on a Friday this year, so I wanted to do like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And never have I ever like not had plans already. So I'm still trying to figure that out, trying to get all of that in order. My baby starting 10th grade, her first day, well, it hasn't happened yet, but her first day of 10th grade, not second. So trying to get that in order, wrapping up the summertime. Like, I just have been busy, to be honest. So I didn't post last week, but I wasn't going to leave y'all hanging. So I am going to make this a double feature. 2 different story times about 2 different people, but the stories are very similar and they both involve cell phones. So I just thought that y'all would get a kick out of that. So we're going to get right on into it. Anything that you need to know about me can be found in the description box down below. Make sure that you comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I upload. And yeah, so let's get into it. So if you can't tell by the title of the video, this is going to be a story time about how somebody was busted, how they got caught up. All right, so picture it. I was trying to figure out which one I wanted to tell first, because they're both equally entertaining, if you ask me. Back in the day, I was most definitely giving toxic. I was definitely doing some things then that I would never do today. Let's be very clear, like that I would never do today. And the people in these stories, they know that I did these things, so it is what it is. With one of the people, we actually had a good laugh about it. The other person is irrelevant, So yeah, let me get into it. I'm trying to figure out like where I want to start. So this particular story time is going to be about my ex crazy. And if you don't know who Crazy is, go check out my previous story time. Oh, what did I call it? He tried to unalive me. This story is about him, okay? That was like a toxic 6-7 years of my life, baby, when I tell you. So yeah, I was a massage therapist at the time, so I was in my early 20s, and I lived in an apartment, like a really small apartment, 2-bedroom, because, I had my daughter, he had his son, it was a 2-bedroom, right? I already knew that he was like unfaithful because I had caught him doing things previously. But this was like a time that really took the cake. So he, at the time, was working overnight, and he, for whatever reason, like I can't remember why, but for whatever reason, he didn't have a car. I think something had happened to his car. I didn't even have my license at this time, so obviously I didn't have a vehicle. We was both riding on Pat Transit. If you're not from Pittsburgh, I don't know what y'all call like the bus line in your city or your state, but here it is Pat Transit. Um, so we were both on the bus at this time. And he worked overnight at Walmart, and I was a massage therapist. So like when he was at work, he would always like call me on his breaks and his lunch, depending on what time it is, because you know, if you're working overnight, at some point during the night I'm going to be asleep, you know. So this one particular day, like he was just acting weird, like real just weird. And you know, he got himself dressed and ready for work like he normally would. You know, the people that work at Walmart, even if you're not going to interact with the customers, I think he had to wear like a navy blue collar shirt, and I think they were allowed to wear like blue jeans or khakis or whatever. But that's you know, so he got dressed for work, and this is probably like 8-9 o'clock. Now my times could be off because this was years ago, like years ago. But he got ready for work and he did his normal routine. He said bye to the kids, told me he would talk to me later, love you, bye, whatever, right? And he goes off to work. Well, he actually did go to work. Let's be very clear. He actually did. At least I think he went to work. So he went to work for like part of that night. So he calls me, and I don't know if it was like just to check in or whatever, but he's like, hey, I'm at work, the night's going good, yada, 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 whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay. But so he just was acting weird. And you know, like if you're in a toxic relationship or if you've experienced any kind of trauma, like sometimes or if you've been with somebody for a long time, like you just know your man. You know their habits, you know their mannerisms, you know, if you pay attention, you know. So he calls me to like check in. I don't remember exactly what time it was. And he said that he would see me in the morning. So I'm like, oh, all right, cool, you know. But mind you, I said he would call me for probably like 2 of his breaks or maybe a break in his lunch. And I didn't talk to him his last break because, you know, I'm asleep and it's in the middle of the night. So he ended up like not really calling me for the rest of the night. And I just had like this weird feeling. And you know, he came home in the morning and it was just like normal. Hey babe, how was your night? Blah, 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 whatever. But I just, like I said, I just was feeling something, you know. So I did what a lot of women do. Now I'm not into this anymore. I'm not going through nobody's phone and think about it. I'm not, don't go through my phone. I'm not going to go through yours. We all right. You know what I mean? Boundaries, privacy, right? You should be able to trust the person you're in a relationship with. Like I'm not going through nobody's phone. But because I felt like something was off at this time, I go through his phone and I see that he was flirting with like one of his mom's friends. And so he was in his like mid-20s at the time. So his mom's friend was in like her 50s. Like at this particular time, she was in her 50s. Like late 40s, early 50s, right? And I want to say that even before like the day that he came home, like the next morning when he came home from work, I think that I had seen something on Facebook too. Like I think somebody messed up and tagged him on Facebook that they were at the bar. So I go through his phone when he like got in the shower or when he went to sleep or something. And I seen that he was flirting with his mom's friend, and he was telling her that she was like, he wanted her to be the Eve to his Adam, and she was his forbidden fruit, and some other weird shit. I was just like, this lady knows me. We've had conversations, and this is your mom's friend. Like, why are you like flirting with her, trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to really get some from her? And I came across some text messages of him inviting her to a bar, like that while he was supposed to be at work. So I'm like, the wheels in my head is spinning, and I'm like, baby, the math ain't mathing. 8 plus 8 is 16, and 2 plus 2 is 4. This ain't adding up. You were supposed to be at work, but you invited her to a bar when you're supposed to be at work. So I go through the phone, and one thing about me, when I'm mad about something, so I'm a little different now, but back then, like when I was mad about something, it was written I guess I'm still the same in that manner, but it would be written all over my face. And I could, like, if I was mad, you knew I was mad about something, because I'm mad and I'm going to be mad until I don't want to be mad no more. Like, that's just how it was. And he kind of had gotten used to me, like, going through his phone or like getting mad about stuff, because he was like a flirt, but he was disrespectful though. Like, you know what I mean? So he gets out the shower, he wakes up. Yeah, he had to have been in the shower because I hadn't left for work, because I had to work. Like, he would come home and then I would leave out and go to work. So I'm asking him, already knowing in my head that he was lying. Like, yeah, hey babe, how was work? And he was landed on thick. Oh, it was great. You know, it was a quiet night. You know, not too much work. Yada yada, whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay. You know, that's cool. And I was like, well, you know, I'm gonna get ready for work myself, and you know, I'll catch you later. I'll see you later. And he's like, okay, are you okay? And I'm like, yep, I'm good. You know, sometimes when women are mad and we hit you with that one word answer, yep, or that 2-word answer, I'm good, I'm straight. You know, it was giving that. It was giving very much that, because I was pissed at this point. Like, you're lying. But I had probably a lot more patience back then, because I was trying to be the FBI, the CIA. I was trying to be all of those things back in the day. Like, I was trying to investigate and find out everything, because I wanted to know that when I came at you, I already knew everything I was asking you. I just wanted to give you a chance to be honest and not lie. So, because I knew he was lying and he obviously had done something the previous night, what did I do? I had an old cell phone. Like, I had a cell phone that I used, like, that was my cell phone, but I had an old one. So I downloaded a voice recorder on that old phone. And I proceeded to hide it in my house, where I knew, like, because the apartment was all one level. I guess I forgot to mention that the apartment was all one level. Like, when you walked in the door, first door to the left was the kids room. To the right was like the living room area. There wasn't really a dining room because it was an apartment. It was a rundown apartment. His brother was our landlord. So yeah, the kids' room is to the left, living room to the right. If you keep, like, as soon as you come through the door, if you just go straight, that was the bathroom. Before you reach the bathroom, if you go to the left, like right next door to the kids' room was our bedroom, and then to the right was like the kitchen. Okay, so because I knew it was a small, concentrated area, I was like, I'm gonna catch everything today while I'm at work, because I know he's gonna get on the phone and talk about his night while I'm at work. The kids weren't there. I think the kids were at school or something. I don't really remember. But so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to work. I'll catch you later. Love you. I hid the phone, like, in between. I had, like, you know, those Rubbermaid um like drawer sets, like where it comes in like 3 to 5 drawers. I had one of those, and it was like next to the couch or something like that. So I stuck the phone in between those two things, making sure I was very thorough. One thing about our Virgo baby, we be on point. We pay attention to details. We might not say nothing, but we notice everything. Message, we notice everything. So I hid the phone in between there. And this is just, so here's a sidebar. But I think that for my girlies that are into, like, astrology and things like that, maybe it'll resonate with you. So I'm a Virgo sun, Gemini moon, Scorpio rising. So that Scorpio in me, the investigator, the mysterious, the sneaky when I have to be, but not in a bad way type of deal, like, that kind of took over. I don't know his entire birth chart because I wasn't into that at the time, and I never looked up his birth chart, because once I got into, like, spirituality and things like that, he was no longer a factor in my life. He, like, you know, so I never looked it up. I didn't care to. But he was an Aries. And baby, one thing about them Aries men, Aries sun men, because because I don't know the rest of his placements. But those Aries men, like if they're in a relationship and they will flirt, they will definitely flirt. But if they're tired of being in that relationship, depending on the situation, they will cheat. Like very much so. They might still be like, oh, this is very much my wife, my girlfriend still, but I'm gonna have her. Right? That's what it gets. And this is not everybody. I don't want to generalize and offend the Aries. Whatever. That's just my experience. So he was an Aries, or he is an Aries, whatever. But anyway, back to the story. So I hit the phone and I left out for work like it was all good. Like I said, we both rode the bus. And another thing that I had thought was weird was that he got home. You know what? So I didn't mix up some things. He didn't even come home in the morning. He came home in the middle of the night and told me, oh, they let us go home early. That's why I knew he was lying. So my mistake, y'all. That's what happened. He came home in the middle of the night and was like, oh, they let us go home early. So I'm like, oh, okay. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, this is weird. So he didn't come home in the morning. He came home like in the middle of the night, which was weird for him, or, different. So the next morning I wake up, make everything seem like it's all good, but I know something's off. I hit the phone, I got ready for work, I leave out to go catch my bus. Because something else I was thinking was like, all right, well, how'd you get home? There ain't no buses running at 2, 3, 4 in the morning where we live at, There's no buses running. How'd you get home? Oh, my coworkers dropped me off. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm just letting him say whatever it is that he's going to say. I go to work. Whenever you're like into it when you're with your partner and you can't even fucking focus, like work is a distraction because all you can think about is the bullshit that's going on. Like I've had that type of day. Like I couldn't focus. Now, mind you, I'm a massage therapist. I'm supposed to be providing a service and, helping others to relax and, be at peace and all of that. Baby, I was ready to get off work as soon as I got there. But I found solace in the fact that I knew that whatever had happened or taken place, I was going to know about it because I recorded my house. Audio recorded it. So I get off work, catch the bus, and I think the bus ride was like, because I had to catch 2 buses. I think the total commute was like an hour and some change from where I lived at to my job. So I get home, say hey to the kids. Hey, what's going on? I really, for whatever reason, like I said, a lot of these story times are super old. So a detail here or there, I might like get it not right. And I'm trying to figure out like where the children were because part of me feels like they were there, but based on the rest of this story time, like the rest of the things that happened, they weren't there. So I don't know where the kids was. Maybe they were with his mom, my mom. I don't know. They weren't there. So I get home in the evening. Hey, how was your day? Yada yada, whatever. And he's still trying to play it cool. Oh, everything was great. Yada yada. How was your day? Blah blah blah. Whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, it's cool. I didn't really want to have a conversation until after I listened to that recording. I had been gone for like 10 hours or so. So I waited for him to like go to the store. I think he was going to the store. He smoked Black and Mount, those funky ass Black and Mount cigars. So I think he had left to go get some Black and Mount cigars or something. And as soon as he left, baby, he pulled out my headphones, I checked to make sure my phone was still in place. I pulled it out and I stopped the recording. And the setting I had put on there was to like skip the silence. So if nothing was happening, it wasn't recording. So that way it's all action. So I'm listening to the recording, skipping through, listening. One of the first people that called was his raggedy ass brother. And they're talking, and the brother's like, yeah, bro, did you have a good time? How was your night? This, and this. And Crazy is all like, bro, I had a ball. We went to this bar. We went to that bar. We had this drink. We had that drink. This shorty was trying to talk to me, trying to be on me, this, and this. And I'm like, my body is starting to get hot. I feel my anger rising like that crazy. Back in the day, baby, there was, it was getting crazy a little bit for me. I was a little toxic. I was a little crazy, but I felt like I only gave that when provoked. Let's be clear. Like, I didn't just start out that way. Okay. We'll take accountability for being toxic and crazy, but I didn't start out that way. So I'm listening to his brother. And I already had, like, not an issue with his brother, but his brother was like an asshole. Like, true blue. Like, his brother was a Leo. And he was very cocky and very arrogant. And he was just an asshole. Like, anyway. So him and his brother's talking, and he's going into detail about how he went to all these bars and this and this. And in my head, I'm like, this man told me they let them go home early, and he came straight home. That's not true, because you went and did all of this stuff beforehand. So I'm really thinking he never went to work, or he went for like a short period of time, like an hour, and then left. But what sealed the deal for me, baby, was when the brother, like in the text messages I had read that his brother had left him some clothes out. He had left him some clothes, like the brother, I guess my ex wanted to wear like designer or, name brand, because he didn't have any. So his brother left him like a Ralph Lauren shirt and some jeans or something like that. I don't know if he wore the jeans because they weren't really the same size. Like, my ex was a giant and his brother was like, shorter. But needless to say, the brother had left him some clothes so he could go out with, and he left the clothes outside of his house. Like, Crazy's brother left him some clothes outside of his house so that he could put them on and go the fuck out, and while telling me that he's at work, which is weird as hell, because if you want to go out, go out. Don't lie about it. And especially don't lie to me, because one thing about it, that's like one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, I'll cut you off. Like, don't lie to me, because I'm gonna always find out every time. It don't matter how it happens, and a lot of the time I don't even have to go looking for it. It finds me. Like, I find out, what happened. So I had seen that in his text messages that he had left them clothes or whatever, like left them where to find the clothes at. So while they're talking on the phone, the brother was like, yeah, bro, at least you ain't get caught. And they're cracking up laughing. Kiki. At least you ain't get caught. Then I'm fast forwarding, and he ends up talking to his mom's friend on the phone. And I guess he had felt like an inkling that I knew, because like I said, when I was mad about something or when I knew some shit and I just didn't mention it right away, you could tell, because I have an attitude. And I might give you, yeah, hey, hi, but you'll know that I'm pissed off. So he is talking to the lady like, hey, like flirting and stuff. I don't remember all the exact words, like this was years ago. But he's talking to her, still flirting, and then he's like, oh, I think she knows. And you could hear, like, my voice recorder was so cold, baby. You could hear everything the other person was saying on the phone too. Or maybe he had him on speaker, I don't know. But he's like, yeah, I think she knows, talking about me. And I don't remember what the lady said. I after that situation, like, I really didn't fuck with her. I already kind of didn't fuck with her because she gave me weird vibes. Like, you pick up on people's energy and stuff. I already kind of didn't fuck with her, for real, because they always would, like, flirt with each other. And she was like, they would do that shit, and I would be right there. And it's kind of like, bitch, this is my man at the time. You know what I'm saying? And you're saying it, whatever. But the basis of the conversation was, oh, I think she knows. And I think she had asked him something like, oh, well, what are you going to do? And I don't remember after that. So I fast forward. I'm listening throughout the whole day. And I guess he ended up going to sleep. He might have left a couple times. But at that moment, I already had everything I needed to know. I know that, one, you either didn't go to work at all, or you went to work for a very, very short time, like shorter than what you told me. Because he probably worked 15 minutes away from our house. So if they told you could go home at 10:30, 11, you would have been home by like 12 o'clock. Now, he rode the bus too, but it wasn't a super long bus ride. But he said that his coworkers drove him home. So 15-minute car ride. You know what I'm saying? It just, the math was not mathing for me. Okay? So he comes back in the door. I didn't even take off my work clothes. I'm just sitting on the couch waiting for him to walk through the door. So that we could talk. Because one thing about it, we were going to talk. And you were going to tell me what I wanted to know. So he comes in and I'm like, did you really go to work last night? I just, straight to the point, because I don't want to bullshit around. I'm already irritated. I've had this anxiety all day long. We're going to talk and you're going to tell me what I want to know. So, did you really go to work? And he's looking at me like, yeah, why you say that? I said, I really don't want to do this today, or something along these lines. Like I said, this is a long time ago. I don't remember my exact words. So I'm like, so why was you flirting with, we'll call her Island Girl, because I was about to say her name, but I don't know where this video will end up. And like I said, I'm not into doxing people and doing all that. So I'm like, why were you flirting with Island Girl? Now, mind you, Island Girl is the mom, one of the mom's closest friends, best friends. They were friends, right? But he was trying to mess with the mom's friend, or she was trying to have sex with him or whatever. I was like, so why were you trying to meet Island Girl at the bar? And he was like, what are you talking about? Like, really trying to gaslight me and play in my face. And I guess, his motto, and I should have knew, because we were friends before we got in a relationship, but one of the things he used to always say was, deny, 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 and even when you get caught, still deny. And it didn't click right there, because I'm like, he would never do that to me. So he's like, what are you talking about? And I didn't want to give away that I had went through his phone at first, because one thing that he liked to do was try to turn it around on me. Typical narcissist behavior. You're going to turn the situation around on me like, yeah, maybe I should have went through your phone. But nigga, I don't know. I probably shouldn't have said that word, because you two be tripping. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But you shouldn't have lied to me. You should have kept it a bean. You should have kept it real from the get-go. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't want to go to work. I called off for work tonight, or they let us go early. I'm about to go to the bar and kick it with my friends. Cool, I'll see you when you get home. It's not that hard, but, I digress. So he's still trying to lie. And I was like, I was about to say his brother's name. We'll call him Leo. So I'm like, so Leo ain't leave you no clothes for you to go out to the bar? And then he was just sitting there looking stupid. He was like, well, how did you know that? I said, I went through your phone, and here I go wanting to do like a big reveal, like after questioning him, and he was, after seeing that he was going to still keep trying to lie about it. I pull out my phone, my handy dandy voice recorder, and I'm like, I recorded the house. Oh baby, all hell broke loose. Because like I said before, he was one of those people that wanted to flip it around on you. Like, never mind that he did what he did wrong. It was all about the fact that I recorded the house and I went through his phone. So I can't believe you did this and this and this and this and this and this and this. Like, going off. Like, you're crazy. You're crazy. You went through my phone. You really recorded my conversation. Isn't that illegal? You recorded the house. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And then later on, like, this is just a sidebar. Later on, I think he ended up telling me or somebody else that he thought it was really, like, smart and clever. And he laughed, like, she really caught me. Like, that was some clever shit. So, he was still, at first, he was trying to be, like, very egotistical, like he didn't care, whatever. And then I started crying. And it was not like a, oh, I'm so sad cry. I was angry type of cry. And I was crying so hard, I remember throwing up. And I think at that point, he started to feel bad. He was like, oh, baby, I'm so sorry. I love you. I should have just been honest. I'm so sorry, blah, 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 blah. Like, all of that, right? And I was like, fuck this, I'm leaving. Like, I'm leaving you. I'm done with this. I'm done with you. I'm not doing this no more. You keep on, cheating on me and talking to all these other women, trying to mess with other women. Like, you could just be single, bro. You could literally just leave me alone. And he didn't like that. Like, he still wanted access to me, but he wanted to be able to act single. But I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm done with this. And I left out the house. Like, I had planned on coming back. I was going to pack a bag. But he ended up leaving too, because even though he felt bad that I was crying, he was still low-key swole that he got caught. And I think that, like I said, neither one of us had a car, so he ended up walking to like this gas station, and I told him I was leaving, and I went to go sit at, like, we had a craft store called Packatans, so I went and I sat at the Packatans, like in the parking lot. They had like this bench. I was sitting on a bench for like an hour and a half. And in that time, he had walked to the gas station and get some black amounts or whatever. He's blowing up my phone, and I'm ignoring him because, boy, fuck you. You done lied to me. You ended, and I said this to him because one of the biggest hurt pieces was, you're trying to fuck with Island Girl, like his mom's friend. You're trying to fuck with Island Girl, and you knew that was a hurt piece to me. Like, you knew I knew that woman. She would be in my face. She would act weird sometimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you already knew what it was giving, and you really, like, that was like a violation. That's disrespectful. Like, the whole thing was a violation, but it was just like, why? For what? Like, of all the people, for what? So finally, I am walking back home, and I think he's already there. And because, again, he worked overnight, so he was about to have to start getting ready to go to work. He was like, please don't leave. If you want me to marry you, I'll marry you. I'll propose to you right now. Can we just walk? Can we talk? What did Beyonce say? Today I regret that night I put that ring on. I did not put a ring on that night. And, well, that's story time for another day. I did put a ring on. Should have never even happened. I should have literally, even prior to this story time, I should have been done prior to us even moving into this apartment. We'll just say that. Oh, speaking of B, shout out to you, sis. Dance for You just came on. Anyway, something transpired, or time goes by, and we end up like walking to his bus stop so that he can get on the bus and go to work. And he's like, promise me you're not gonna leave. And I'm just silent at this point because I was done. Like, I was over it. Like, no, I'm cool. I'm done. And he was like, please don't leave me. We can get married. We can, whatever you want to do. Just don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Please don't move out while I'm at work. I should have moved out while he was at work. And I just didn't say nothing. So he's just hugging me and trying to hold me and kiss me before his bus came. And it sounds so funny saying that shit. Like, wow, we really was on Pat Transit going through all of this drama. And I never said like I would stay. I just let his ass get on the bus. I'll catch you when I catch you. Now, obviously I didn't leave, but I was just so like, did you really lie about going to work? Did you really lie about going to the bar when you could have simply said, I got off of work early, if you even went to work, and I'm going to the bar. Cool, I'll catch you later. Bring me some chicken and some fries. Like, what? But that is pretty much it. I was trying to make sure that I didn't forget anything. I ended up forgiving him. I stayed. I didn't leave. I used to be one of those women who felt like I needed to, ride for my man until the wheels fall off, hold him down through whatever, even if it's toxic and I don't want to say abusive per se, but like I just felt like, I gotta hold him down or hold this relationship down no matter what, because that's what good women do. thank the Creator that I have grown up and I've learned a lot of things. Because that's not the case, baby. When the red flags begin to red flag, you know, I act accordingly and I move accordingly. Let's just say that. But yeah, that is the end of this crazy story time when my ex was busted. It brings that song to mind. What's the name of, or what is I think the song is called Busted, and it's by R. Kelly and it's by the Isley Brothers, but R. Kelly is on it, where he be like, busted, yeah, busted, something. I might even make that like the thumbnail photo for this video. But yeah, where my ex got busted going to the bar instead of being at work. I hope that y'all got a kick out of that, because even though that was a horrible time in my life, there's still certain situations where I look back and I get a good key from it, because it's kind of comical, and I really, or maybe it's not funny. Maybe it's not funny at all. But I just think that it's funny because, girl, what were you, like, you was dealing with the craziest stuff for somebody who wasn't even worth the dirt on the bottom of your shoe. Like, anyway, I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe, and tune into my next video in this segment called Busted, okay? Like I said, I'm gonna give y'all a double feature since I didn't post last week, and both of the videos are funny if you ask me. So yeah, make sure you tune into that video. They will both be uploaded at the same time. But yeah, make sure you click that notification bell so that you never miss an upload. Comment down below or shoot me an email or a message on social media if there is some specific content that you'd like to see or something that you're interested in. And that is it. It's daytime, y'all. It's such a vibe right now. It's getting ready to rain. I know you probably can't tell, you know, based on where I'm filming. And normally I never film during the day. I typically will film at night, like late night. That's just, I'm a night owl. Like, I love late night, but it's about to rain. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this day. I hope that you enjoy your day. I hope that, you know, if your children have gone back to school, I hope and intend that they have a great school year this year and that everybody is safe. I don't know if I'm going to do a birthday video. I might. It depends, because I don't even know I feel like I'm at the age where it's like, I care about my birthday plans, but like, I've done a lot of stuff, like, when it comes to my city, like, you know, going out to dinner or going out to go have drinks and stuff. And just in my normal real life, like, I'll drink socially every now and again, but I could really care less about having a drink for real. Like, I've done it already. And I know that sometimes it may seem like I'm super older because I say that I've done a lot of those things, but when I was younger, in my late teens and early 20s, like, I was outside. I had my daughter at a young age, and truthfully, I feel like I became an adult shortly after that. So no, I wasn't in the bar at like 16, 17. Story times for other days. I wasn't really in the bar, like, not like that. I wasn't getting drunk and stuff like that. But it's old, you know what I mean? Like, I'm at the age where I want to do something different. I want to travel. I want to, you know, I want to do different things. And so, again, I don't have plans for my birthday. I might go live for a short time. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, make sure that on September 1st, you shout your girl out. Make sure you send me a little message. Show me some love on my socials. And that's it. I feel like I've rambled enough. But I love y'all. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end. Have a great day. I'll catch y'all in the next video.